I mean, the excitement part I want to touch on because I have to think when you are on a road that you know has never been ventured down before, there's a lot of responsibility there. At the same time, this adventure spirit must come out.
Yes. Well, I do have to say that my primary motivator has always been fear, and I would say that that was in the forefront. But I loved what we were doing, and I loved working with the postdocs and the graduate students and the technicians in my lab. We were a team, and so that was the excitement. But it was clear that what we were doing, because it was relevant to human diseases, was important. And in studying human diseases, you also have to understand what happens normally. And we learned a lot about how cells normally function when they metabolize RNA. That was new.
After reading about the research that you've done with others, but that you've helped um, to champion, I walked away with the impression that however long it takes, this type of research could help millions of people in the future. Would that be an accurate?
Yes. Right. Yes. Yes. Uh, and I think we've learned so much about what RNA normally does and what goes wrong in disease. The idea of personalized medicine is key now, and we're developing the tools that we're going to need. Hopefully, there'll be earlier and earlier diagnosis of genetic disorders and treatments, cures. Shouldn't that be great?
So obviously, when you do this type of research, you have various companies that are going to be very interested in using it, exploiting the research. How does that affect us in the Rochester area?
Many of us are funded by companies because they have capacities in ways that we don't, and vice versa. And we're very excited about being named a New York State Center of Excellence in RNA Research and Technology, together with the RNA Institute in Albany. And this provides us with a pot of money to do a number of things.
Obviously, you're a woman in science, which is much more common now than it was than when you started. Do you take pride in that? Is that something that you've thought about before?
I take responsibility for that. I had a very rough road, and I know part of it was because I was a woman. Part of it is because I was afraid to ask, and I'm an introvert. A lot of scientists are introverts, but I've learned how to act like an extrovert for short periods of time, like now. And I feel responsible now. We have many mentoring programs that I've been able to bring to the university to address the leaky pipeline that typifies women relative to men. Fewer women who have a PhD degree go on and use that PhD in a career. And so we bring in people, women and men, who use a PhD to different extents. Don't have to be an academic research scientist like myself. There's many other things one can do with a PhD in, let's say, biochemistry. And the students or the postdocs, the faculty, a lot of people come, all genders come, everybody can use mentoring. Uh, get to hear how a successful scientist or whoever it is who used the PhD to success balanced personal and professional life. Life, you may think you want something to happen in your life, but if it doesn't, it actually may be better. You have to point yourself in the right direction, a direction that's constructive. But it's good for young people to realize that there are bumps in the road that one has to persist through.